Hello, Frank82, with a video tonight on the Archie, the complete daily newspaper comics from 1946 to 1948, drawn and written by Bob Montana. Bob Montana was the first, I believe, artist that drew the likeness of Archie in 1941. This is a really nice hardbound text. Price is $39.99, and it contains more than 800 comic strips from 1946 to 1948. So of course Archie comics came out in the winter of 1941. And the newspaper comic strip started in 1946. So this book collects the first newspaper dailies from the Archie series. This book, I believe, was published in 2010. That's when I had bought it. I believe I bought it in August of 2010. Let's see. Okay, yeah. July 2010. I think I bought it maybe just about a month after that. Again, really nice hardbound book. Pages are actually really thick as well. Little introduction on there. And this would be the first comic strip from the newspaper. I haven't read this in a number of years. I know that they are really entertaining and very well written. Thanks to Bob Montana. How many pages does this book have? Let's see. There's the back part of the book. Okay, it has a little over 300 pages. $39.99 originally. You probably can get this cheaper on Amazon or eBay, I'm guessing. Not bad price. It's just loaded. 800 of these comic strips from the newspaper. Black and white, of course. And it also has I'll give you an idea. So every page is filled up with the strips on there. Every comic strip. With a introduction. And introduction by Greg Goldstein. Not sure who that is. It also contains, let's see, unpublished strips by Montana. Okay. It looks like part of this was actually used in Archie Comics #1. Yeah, it looks familiar. The monument statue. I've seen that in the early series. So that is one example that was not, I guess, used for Archie #1. Maybe part of it was. This is unpublished. Okay. Likely samples that Montana created. Alright, I just gave you the one. That's nice. The inside cover. That's in color. Again, I don't remember what this is about. They're all basically a lot of different stories. I know some of them, I think, went on for at least a few pages long, maybe even longer than that. I don't remember. I know there's one story where I think I don't know if Archie and Jughead, they get lost in the mountains or they go to camp or something. It was a funny. Again, I haven't read this it's been a few years now, so I really can't remember what the. You notice the art. So that's the beginning. That's 1946. Maybe I'll show a few maybe of that. I think Montana changed a little bit as the years went on. Okay, so this is March 1946. Kind of see how it changed over the years. Now I'm going to just skip to about the middle. Let's see, I guess about 100, and that's almost the middle of it. Yeah, you can see, I think that the style, I think, was changing a little bit. That's 1947 now. And let's go to 1948 and see what that looks like. Okay, yeah, I think he was changing it up a little bit. Yes, definitely. The style definitely changed in the next year or so. So if you like Archie comics, you will really enjoy this. This is, again, 1946 to 1948. So these were the newspaper comic strips, just like Garfield and Family Circus, Blondie, Calvin and Hobbes, just countless dozens of different characters. So each comic strip does give you the date. Yeah. October 12th, October 13th, and that's 1948. So it gives you all that. Let me see what else this book gives you. Again, I haven't looked at this in a long time. Okay, this is cool. So, three important guys. There's an old picture of Archie. This is 1943, right in the middle of WW2. Those are the founders of MLJ. So, Maurice Coyne, Louis Silverclight, and John Goldwater. And the third guy, that's John Goldwater, who created the characters, who came up with all the Archie characters. So these three guys pretty much started the Archie. MLJ, so it's after their first letter of the first name of each one. That's a cool picture. Some nice history there. Then there's an article here, From Pulp to Pep. Pep was the first appearance of Archie Andrews. Okay, and this gives you the history. This basically tells you how Archie Comics started. And what? Let me see what this is here. So, science fiction from August 1939 to December 1939. Future fiction from April 1941 to August 1941. Then they had future combined with science fiction, which is that one. And that was from April of 1942. And this one, Science Fiction Quarterly, was from August 1953 to October 1953. Now, it doesn't say if John Goldwater and the other guys were involved with this. Doesn't. Trying to find it on the other page here. I don't think it says. It might say in that. Probably tells you in this this little article, which I haven't read this in probably like 10 years. Yeah, okay. They're just giving you a whole bunch. Alright, this is a really cool picture, too. I'm trying to get this right. Okay, I'll read you from the opposite page who these guys are. So from the left, we have Herbert Holmdale, Mike Roy. The third guy is unknown. Editor Harry Shorten. Harry Shorten is in the center with the hat. Is that I'm not sure if that's a fedora or not, I can't tell. And then Bob Montana. There's Bob Montana. Right there. And who else? The guy with the glasses, there's unknown. And Joe Edwards. That he created, Lil Jinx, I think. He was the creator of that. And this was in New York. Probably Manhattan. Downtown New York, Manhattan. In the early 1940s. So this is right at the beginning. Right before Archie was created. Or I guess maybe right in the process. And that article may tell you about it. I'm not going to read it, obviously. It's so long. Yeah. So, again, they're giving you all the history. Early issues of Pep. Archie Annual Yearbook. That's a nice Bob Montana cover. I gotta read this. I'm not even sure if I've read this. Again, I bought this book in the summer of 2010 when the book came out, so don't remember. But I gotta take a look at this. And this is volume 1. And on the bottom here it says, in our next volume, how Bob Montana's own teenage years in Haverhill, New Hampshire influenced the future course of the characters. So I guess he kind of maybe based it on some of his life, some of his maybe teenage experiences. There's a nice Montana art in color. Okay, and these are some of the other classic comic strips. Of course, Little Orphan Annie. Look at that, 1924 to 1927. I always thought she was from like the late 30s. She's from the 1920s. Family Circus. I believe I have that book on my shelf. That's volume 2, I think. I don't know where volume 1 is. I haven't seen that in a number of years. So this is published from the Library of American Comics. So they publish all these classic comic strips. I don't know any of these. I've never heard of them. Except, of course, Annie. And, of course, Dick Tracy. And the Family Circus. I never heard of Kangaroo. No idea. Rip Kirby? No, I'm not sure. And they give you a advertisement for the Best of Dan DeCarlo Volume 1, Best of Stan Goldberg Volume 1. I do have this one. And I'll be showing that in the next video eventually. Okay. So, if you like Archie and you would like to read some of the old Archies, this is the book to get. Look at that. $39.99 original price. It's definitely worth it. I mean, this is a nice, this is a pretty heavy textbook. Got a little bookmark in there as well. Alright, that'll be it for tonight. Thanks for watching, like and subscribe if you're watching this the first time. And I will show some other stuff. I pretty much showed pretty much my whole Archie collection. All the Dells that I have. I do have the Archie Archives. I believe I have 12 volumes. I'll show that eventually. I have some of the Americana series, best of the 40s, the 50s, and the 60s. I have some digests. I'll show those eventually too. And I think I have another newspaper. I think it's from like the 70s. I have to look for that. So thanks for watching. Take care.